The North Dakota Mill is a state-owned facility. It's the only state-owned flour mill in the United States. In addition to that, we have the distinction of being the largest single milling location in both North America and South America. We've been in business for nearly 100 years. We started business in 1922. It was owned by the state that entire time. Flour is what we're selling here, obviously. When you take a plant our size, you want to eliminate loss as much as possible. I mean, even a little bit of loss spread out over the level of capacity we have over a year can be a lot of money for us. Every little bit that you can save, every little bit that you can improve efficiency and so on is really important to us. On a day, we'll generally pack between 3 to 5 boxcars of bagged flour and as many as 25 or 30 dry van trailers a day of our product. And we wanted to make sure that the Premier Tech equipment could efficiently pack all the different flour grades that we do produce.
To change our particular machine over, it's very simple. It's almost just hit a button, set it, and forget it. I mean, it really is that quick.
This packer we have purchased now does pack 25s, 50s, and 100s. Does a really good job. The weights are real close for us and everything on there, so we're very happy so far with that part of it.
When we ship flour, we can't have a boxcar show up with bags torn and flour spilled all over and so on. So the flour, the way it's in the bag, the way it's on the pallet, the way it's presented to the customer is very important to us. So that was another big part of what we were looking for at the Premier Tech line, because we also purchased the Premier Tech palletizer. So we're looking for not only the machine to put the flour in the bag, but to put it on the pallet properly so that we can load it into either a van trailer or a boxcar properly. We're like anyone, we want the product to look good when it gets there.
We need our pellets to be real square, nicely stacked on a pallet, so it fits into rail cars and the trucks, and so our customers can stack them in their warehouse, and it definitely does the job for us. It comes out very square pellet, nice looking pellet.
Premier Tech talked to us in terms of grams of accuracy, whereas other companies talk about ounces, you know, and so when you pack sometimes 15,000 bags per day, grams can mean a lot in terms of how much flour you're selling. So we like the accuracy of it, and it's proven to be a very accurate piece of equipment, and the machine has proven to be a much faster machine. So much so, in fact, that we actually had to modify flour delivery systems and so on to keep up with it.
Now we're capable of packing up to 5,000 to 6,000 bags per shift, and that's at 50 pounds. So we're getting a lot more product out the door.
The difference between a carousel packer and this PT1 we have here is the way that the bag is filled. With the carousel packer, it's huge vibration, and this packer's really quiet, runs smooth, and no dust.
The bag is put on with an automatic placement system. There's a bag magazine where the bags are stacked, and then there are little suction cups that grab the bag and pull it up into position onto the loading spout. The loading spout itself has load cells on it that determine the weight and so on. Then there's a small top-off section as well. I think that's a lot of where the accuracy comes from. It's a completely different design. It's much more sanitary. Obviously, the speeds are much quicker because you don't have all these vibration settling stations and so on. Then it moves down the line where it goes through a flattening press, up through our metal detector, then into the palletizer system, which palletizes it. The palletizer system puts the pallet cover on there, the bags go on top of it, then it goes to a wrapping system on out into our warehouse. We've been very pleased with that.
The learning curve for the new line with what we put in was, it seemed like it went fairly well. People were pretty easy to train in on it.
Learning to start out seemed overwhelming at first, especially, you know, all the little gadgets and stuff. But once you got into it and you got to push the buttons and everything, it was okay. You know, it's not as hard as it looks.
The operator, for the most part, makes sure that they have the correct bag size and bag placement. Make sure that the bags are in the magazine. Other than that, it's pretty much automated.
The machine is smarter, and that kind of helps us out there too.
There's a lot of different ways that we're seeing the Premier Tech packer paying for itself, so to speak, as the years go by.
The Premier Tech in the long term is going to influence us to actually be able to sell a lot more volume, take on more customers, and be able to sustain putting out that much product.
The engineering team and the technicians at Premier Tech were very solid as far as making sure that the deadlines got met. With the challenges that did arise from installation of the machine, they were very quick and very capable of making sure that it was the best that could be.
The support that we get from Premier Tech, they have the the 1-800-WE-CARE number. That's been terrific. Any questions that any of my guys or myself have had, they've been very knowledgeable and helpful and see it through.
The Premier Tech is now going to be a line that we run consistently 24 hours a day.
Customer service, the training, the startup time and everything was very good with Premier Tech. Probably one of the best experiences we've had. We just wanted to modernize and do something a little bit more efficiency. It requires less cleaning. I think will probably prove to be less maintenance intensive, and that's the main difference. So we have some other equipment that's going to need to be replaced, I think, in the coming years, and Premier Tech is definitely who we're going to be talking to about that.
It's different. It's like a step into the future.